Alright guys, so today we are starting a serious challenge, League 2, limited funds, no transfers, no shortcuts, only youth players. Question is, can we actually get promoted building everything organically? And more importantly, is this actually the smartest way to build a long-term career mode? Right, let's get started. So from the main menu, I'm going to the manager mode. I'm going to create a new one because we are starting fresh. I'm going to do a fresh new season. I'm going to go with the latest squads. That way the game remains relevant. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new manager real quick. So it's not about the aesthetics. I don't care what it looks like. I'm gonna leave it as is, the way it is. Right, I want to go with authentic club, and let's start at the bottom. Now I'm comfortable with any of these teams, but let's start with the lowest of the low. Generally, teams like Harrogate, Grimsby, Notts County. Let's go with Newport again. Alright, home stadium, more or less, we go with Town Park because it's a League 2 team, and yeah, these things don't matter so much. Skipping them really quick. So I'm gonna keep the gameplay authentic, difficulty level. I'm gonna go with world class in this one. We are not lowering the difficulty because promotion has to be earned. Deeper simulation, manager market, financial takeover is disabled because if this rebuild works, it has to work within the real constraints. Board up expectations, because we want them to be a little more, realistic. I'll keep it strict. Scouting of players needs to be fast, but rather I'm not gonna scout any transfers. Unexpected events, I'm leaving it on. Yeah. Match limit, I'll leave it at 6 minutes. Youth match length, we'll talk about the new youth match. Full potential, quick sim, yeah, all these things are new to FC26, so we'll keep them. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything to the sliders. I'm leaving it at default. Training plans, I'll leave them off. Okay, so it's full. Sharpness are always at maximum. Now I'm gonna leave it on so I can explain to you guys how sharpness works. Training recovery rates, I'm gonna leave it at default or realistic. Training plan, manual plus automated, yeah. Drills are okay. Pre-match drills can be off. Rate of development needs to be fast. Okay, you can set these up, but I'm gonna keep it at the default settings. Okay, so I can leave transfer embargoes to 4 windows because I don't want any new signings. We are just going to either sell older players or work on the youth players only. So until we reach League 1, that is, and I'm expecting it to happen in a couple of seasons. Strict international job offers are good. European competition on, deeper simulation on. Currency will leave it at euros. Yeah, I think we're all set. We don't want any panic signings. We want to, be organic about this. So our expectations or the targets are, in the first season I want to reach top 7, and we've got to get the youth academy fully operational. Season 2 maybe automatic promotion, and long term we want to have a self-sustaining squad, all organic. Just waiting for the load to finish. Pitch is ready. So you may have noticed that I turned the music off. That's because of the copyright issues that I might get later on. So better this way. Alrighty. I'm gonna create a new one. Manager progress 1. Yeah, so that's the starting wage, £15,000 a week or euros a week. Okay, so the target this time is avoid finish in the bottom part of the league. I think we'll do that. So before we do anything else, I want to take
a warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce your new manager.
Okay, now that we're here, before we do anything, I want to go to the academy. Let's talk about the youth squad that already exists first. Okay, so I've got some youth players already here. We've got a goalkeeper, 2 goalkeepers rather, and we've got a centre back, a right back, a left mid, a centre mid, right winger, and a striker. Okay, so a good rule of the thumb is currently whatever your rating is, if the OVR or the overall is more than 62, you should promote them. But because we have 2 goalkeepers, I'm gonna promote this guy to the senior team, leave the other guy in. We've got 2 center backs, left mid, center mid, right. So I think we're gonna have to promote a few of these guys. Yeah, the remaining are all 50s, so this bodes well. Alrighty. Now quickly let's go to the youth scout. We already have a scout. We need to send this guy out. We want this to keep in Europe because I want them to have a realistic home ground feel. So I'll keep it to England, maybe later on expand to Scotland and Ireland. So I'm gonna make it 9 months, and I don't have a specific position that I'm looking for. I can select up to 4 positions. I like playing attacking midfielder, a defensive midfielder, deep lying playmaker rather, a centre back, and a striker. So these are my preferences for the positions I want him to look for. Want a playmaker here, deep lying playmaker maybe. A defender needs to be just a defender, and a striker needs to be a poacher. Specializations. We'll talk more about it when we get to the screens. We're all set for the academy now, except for the development plans. So we'll just go over how development works. Now look at the screen here. It says here that this player will level up in 29 weeks, 28, 25 and 31. So this is the normal rate of development. 30 weeks works out to about 7 months. That's when the next level is achieved. If you want to accelerate it, there are two main ways to do that. One is to select a training plan, or because for youth they don't have any training plan, you can just add what kind of specialization you want. This might increase it a little bit. So if I want this guy to be just a goalkeeper, now you see the change there. From 28 odd weeks in the next 9 weeks he changes. So you got to start specializing people. That way they grow fast. Now you can choose the fastest one because that's the most suited one. I'm gonna keep this guy at that, and let's see. Face falls back, a fullback. This is what I want for all my players. And for the striker, I want this guy to be, yeah, a poacher sounds right. Poacher is a guy who latches on to loose balls, so he doesn't give any inch, or he tries not to. So now you see how it changes number of weeks. So when you attach a development plan or give them a specific position to work on, that makes them grow faster. That's point number one. For academy graduates, that's going to work. The other thing you can do is play tournaments. Tournaments accelerate growth. It's not about winning, it's about gaining experience. Okay? Okay. Now, moving on to the current squad. Okay, before we get there, we just have to look at the funds here. I've already spent some money. Yeah, I can do changes to the budget. I've just sent out a mission for scouting. Yeah, we touched on the academy. Now let's go to the squad. Before we do anything, we gotta decide the tactical vision. Now for a League 2 team, the best possible one is a counter attack, is what I feel, because it gives you faster movement in players. Now what a coach does, we'll see what a coach does in a minute. I want you guys to see how the squad is looking like. Let's set up the tactics first. Now I want this to be a formation that is 4-2-3-1. So I'm gonna set it up like that. Yeah, this is the one I want. But I want to keep it wide. See this? Now counter attack, deep approach. Yeah, this sounds about right. Now we gotta decide the player roles. Yeah, this is going to be poacher. This guy, I want to keep it at playmaker. Wenger is right. This guy doesn't need to be holding. He needs to be yeah, a box crusher sounds about right. The other guy needs to hold, deep lying playmaker. One needs to be static, one needs to be a ball playing guy. And yeah, I want this guy to be fullback. Stay in your lane, don't start attacking, because we want to have a counter attacking game. And yeah, only goalkeeper. Stay in position. Okay, now that that's set up, I can do assignments of who's gonna be the captain. We'll get to that in a minute. Save it. Now let's look at the squad and its training plan. Okay, so I've got 3 goalkeepers. One of them we just now promoted, so that's good. 2 left backs, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 center backs. A little too many. We've got someone loaned in from another team, but a good amount of center backs. 2 right backs are good. I've got 2 left mids, One, two, three, four, 5 centers, 2 attacking midfielders, and 4 wingers. Yeah, we don't need 4. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send this guy out for a loan. So I'm gonna add him to the loan list. That way I don't have overcrowding issues. I'm gonna send this guy to loan as well. So I just will play with 2 right wingers. I've got a lot of forwards. 1 guy loaned in. This is the mainstay, Baker Richardson. 2 other strikers. I think we can send out 1 on loan. That way they grow faster. Okay, now let's talk about training and development. First, the development plan. Just like youth scouts, you can see how much time it's going to take for each of these guys to grow on the level up. Now, first thing you do is you need to assign them a particular role that reduces their timelines. As you can see, I'm going to make this guy a goalkeeper. Okay. Left back is always full back. So you can set it up the way you want to play this game, but as long as you assign a particular role, this is going to change. See, the older a player is, the longer it takes for them to grow. Say for example, this guy is 23, he's got 43 weeks, and 28 is going to take 53 weeks. Same thing for this guy, but he's 24, so 25 weeks. Yeah, you get the picture now. This guy is gonna be a fullback. This setup is important because this is how you win or lose a league. So our first left back, or so left mid, I'm gonna leave a winger so that way he grows fast because that's the position I'm comfortable with. Same thing for this guy. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. For an 18-year-old center mid, you're gonna have 2 options: box crashers, or mainly 2 options in my setup. I'm gonna have this guy do a box crashing role. He's 30 already. I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want him developed. Maybe I want to sell him. It's 25. I think deep lying playmaker works. See, the more games you play, the better they develop. Anybody over 28, we're gonna leave it as it is. Okay, this guy's 16. That's good. And I think if I put him on deep lying playmaker, he'll grow fast. 20. Yeah, advanced playmaker. CAM, again, advanced playmaker. The right. See, that's the good thing about FIFA 26. That's the change from the earlier games. You can change the role of a player if you assign him the right development plan. You have to choose it early on and stick to that. You can change it midway, but it's just going to take much longer to develop. I want all my strikers to be poachers. This guy's loaned out. So now that you've seen that, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about training plan real quick. Now all my training needs to be either light or recovery. That way they don't lose that much. Right. Now you see energy and sharpness. These are the two values you need to keep an eye on. Sharpness is readiness for the game. This will make sure that the player is active faster on the field. And energy is energy. If they have lesser energy, you need to rotate them. But sharpness is something you need to keep an eye on. Right, using my tactical visions, I'm gonna hire some coaches. Now, what a coach does is he reduces the time taken for development of each role. Let's go. Now, it's important that we select a highly rated coach early up. That guy will accelerate the growth crazy. Now, you can specialize for a specific position, or you can hire an expert in everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it up a little because I have a weekly budget of just 14. So I'm going to keep this guy. Let's get someone faster in attack. Okay. Yeah. This guy will be for attack. Yeah. I'm going to hire this guy. Now let's go for midfield. Now each position you've got to select the more stars, the better the coaches. So I can choose an expert. I can choose an accomplished guy. So let's choose an expert. He's cheaper anyway. This guy. Let's go defense. Got a 4,400. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jason. Last but not least, the goalkeeper. Now all of that is in budget. That means now this is the plan boost. You can see on the right the goalkeeper is gonna take now only 6 weeks, right? These guys in the defense are going to go down further from what we had selected. Midfield is going to grow faster. Attack is going to go faster. This is the impact of coaches, right guys? If you put them in the right positions, that's how they grow fast. This is for the existing squad, and for youth we've already talked about it. The only way youth grows is through time and playing matches. Now we need at least 4 outfield players to be able to participate in a youth tournament. We're gonna hire a new one as soon as the next month's report comes in. Coming back to Central, I think we checked all the boxes. Yeah, so that's the correct setup for the League 2 teams. You have to identify the older players. You decide who stays, who becomes rotation, who gets sold. Um, just because we haven't done it, I'm gonna have to just select the positions. Okay, this guy seems a little out of position, so I'm gonna move him here. I know he's out of position. I'm gonna use Lloyd, and the gate crasher I'm gonna use this guy. Now on the right mid, I want my fastest guy, but I also want my youth to grow fast, so I'm gonna keep it. Left mid is already selected, so I'm gonna just keep him on the other guy on the rotation. Left back, center back, center back, right back. Do we have a better choice? Yes, we do. Okay, Baker becomes the captain, and we recently promoted a very good goalkeeper, so I'm going to keep him there. When you're setting up the team, you already know the substitutions need to match, so I'm going to keep a striker, a center mid, a defender, and I'm going to have to go with a winger on the right. Now I'm going to need a winger on the left, which we already promoted recently. Yeah. We need to have a center attacking midfielder. We already have one. Yeah, this setup is just about right. Uh, yeah, the team sheet is saved. Now that the team is set up, you know the impact of coaches, you know the impact of academy, and we're just gonna have to play and see if this setup works it out, because we already have spent a lot of money. We just have another 87,000. We need to win the next tournament to stay afloat. Got two messages, let's check them out. Okay, this guy is our captain. Morale works a little differently in this game. We'll talk about it when we are going to the matches. So in the next episode, we're gonna test the structure in comparative friendlies and see if the youth development translates to that match performance. So again, we're gonna have no transfers, no financial bailout, just structure, patience, and development. If this works, it proves smart career mode beats aggressive spending. If you enjoy strategic gameplay like this, subscribe. This is going to be a long-term build.